Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to recreate Britney Spears' iconic Oops, I Did It Again gray look, but today it's going to be a review of the Juvia's Place The Gray Rebels palette, and it's this cute little quad palette with these wonderful, wonderful grays. Anything that I'm using on my face I will be linking down below. I will include my thoughts and opinions on the palette at the end of the video. So if you want to recreate this look yourself, please continue watching. I have you guys zoomed in so you can see exactly what I'm doing to my face. I've already done my base off of camera because I just did my basic base. I have that in other videos if you're curious on how I do that. I didn't do anything particularly special for this video. That being said, I'm going to insert the picture that I'm using for reference right here. And as you can tell, it's a very standard 2000s look. She's got some contour going down her nose. She's got some bronzer around her hairline. She has a very glossy lip and very heavy on the pink blush. So I'm going to try my best to recreate that look. And I'm going to start by taking a cooler contour down my nose. And you want to make sure that you take it up to your base of your eyebrow. Okay, now it looks so scary with just my contoured nose. I'm going to take, it seems like she has a cooler contour going down her nose, but she has warmer bronzers right here around her face and a little bit down her side and a little bit on her jawline. So I'm going to just take a dense little brush like this. And I'm going to just pop it right where my hairline is. And you want to make sure that you're taking your bronzer right into your hairline. I believe she's using like an eyeliner, so I'm going to do the same. And I'm just going to kind of carve out the shape of my eyebrow. And it's really rounded out over here. So I'm going to try not to go past that line. I'm just going to mark it right where my eyebrows meet because it seems that her eye look meets right where the tip of her eyebrow ends and the like outer corner of her eye. And then I'm going to take it like a little denser, fluffier brush to kind of blend out that eyeliner. So looking at the reference photo, it just looks like a standard like sort of gray smoky eye because she's not really bringing it up too far on her lid. It just seems to be like a darker gray in the corner and it just blends out to a lighter shade, and then she has like a white highlight in the corner. It looks mostly matte. I think this whole look is matte except for her lips. So we're gonna go ahead and try to recreate that same look. I have hooded eyebrows, so for me I always have to take the shade a little bit above my natural crease because looking at you right now, like where you can see my lid, my crease is a little bit lower than that. So for me, I kind of have to take that gray a little bit higher, but I don't want to take it too far. So right where you have your white line, just kind of think of that as like a barrier. You don't really want to cross that lower part too far. So I'm gonna take this like darkest gray shade and I'm gonna go in with the lightest hand because it doesn't look too charcoal, it just looks like a wash of gray. And I'm gonna just look at my eye and kind of place where I want that to be. I've never really used a gray shadow before, but these are so easy to blend. And then I'm gonna take this softer gray shade, or this lighter gray shade. What brush should I use? Let's go in with this one. And I'm just gonna press and sweep that over my eye. And make sure to kiss and blend it with the darker shade. This does have a bit of shimmer in it, so it seems that that darker gray shade is the only one that doesn't have a type of glitter or shine to it. It just seems, in this lighter shade, this seems more of like a brightening effect instead of it being like a true glitter shade. And then I'm going to go back into that darker shade and then just build it up. So I'm going to take a pencil brush, because looking at the photo, it seems like there's a little bit of that gray underneath, that darker gray, just to make that corner of the eye really pop out. I'm not going to go too far. I'm just going to keep it in the outer corner. But I am going to take that lighter gray shade and sweep it to the front and use it to blend out that corner shade. I'm going to take a smaller domed little blendy brush, and I'm going to take that bottom left shade, which seems to be more of a medium gray, and I'm just going to pop that right where the lighter shade and the darker shade meet, right in the center of my lid. And this is just to give me a gradient of color, but because this is a bit more of a shimmer, when the light catches my eye in a way, it's just gonna have a little bit of pop. I'm gonna go back in with my white eyeliner pen, and I'm just gonna brighten up the corner of my eye. And I'm taking just a little bit of it underneath my eye. And then I'm going to take that same white eyeliner right in my lower lid. She doesn't seem to be wearing too dramatic of a false lash, just something that gives a little bit more volume and boldness to her lash. So I'm going to see if I don't have a similar style, and I will be right back. I'll probably also do my other eye off camera. So this is the final look, and I'm really happy with how this look turned out. I feel like Britney in my heart, but I also know that if I got hair extensions and had lighter hair, I would really be serving you guys like the oops, I did it again look. But I really enjoy this. Like, this is really cute. So let's get into my thoughts and opinions about the palette. This is one of 4 palettes that Juvia's Place just released, and I believe they're all quad palettes. I don't know if I would say that they're monochromatic. Like, definitely this gray one is, but I think they have like a chromy brown and yellow palette in the collection. I'll insert a picture right here of the other 3 palettes available, but when I saw this gray one, I felt like it was like the heavens answering my calls. I've been looking for a gray palette in my collection for a long time. I don't really have any eyeshadow palettes that have whites or grays. I definitely have eyeshadow palettes that have blacks, but no whites or grays. So as I'm still on the hunt for these white and gray tones, I didn't just want to buy like the big giant ColourPop palette, because if I'm being honest, I don't really reach for my 2-3 ColourPop monochromatic palettes. I have them because if I might need a shade in there, like, I can pull it out, but most of the time, like, for the kind of looks that I like to do, they're already in my palette stories, depending on what palette I'm using. So when I saw this, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to try Juvia's Place for myself. And the price point was just, it was perfect for me. These palettes go for $10. I'm not sponsored by Juvia's Place. I don't have any affiliation with the Juvia's Place. I bought this with my own money. And I didn't do any express shipping. I bought it the day that it went to live, and it got to me 3 to 4 days later. So let's get into the quality of the palette. The packaging is really sturdy and really nice, and I have a few other cardboard palettes in my collection, but they don't feel as luxurious as this. I was nervous when I got my package because it was a fairly like large box, and this isn't that big of a palette. So I didn't want to open my box and then see that my palette was crushed and destroyed. but it wasn't. It was wrapped in those like protective styrofoam sheets, and even inside of the packaging, it comes in this beautiful box, but it's also double wrapped in like a little bubble wrap sleeve, which is really nice. And like I said, the cardboard packaging is really sturdy and it has this nice magnetic close. And I like that it doesn't have a mirror, so recycling is going to be a bit easier, and I can pull it all the way back. Sometimes when I don't like to pull my palettes back like this might come from like me reading mangas, but I don't like to stretch or rip the paper here. But looking at the shades, on camera right now, these three look kind of similar, and I guess that would be like the downside to this palette, is because these three are a bit more of a shimmer shade with one true matte. I wish that these two were a true matte and then these two could stay the kind of shimmer formula that they are. It's not too glittery, like it still gives me like a matte-esque kind of finish with a bit of shine in it, but I would have liked it for as a true matte lighter gray shade. The only shade that I didn't use in this look is this top right gray shade, so I'll swatch that for you now right here. But it's a really nice gray tone. It kind of reminds me of like the shade of my car. It's like this nice like silvery shade, but it's really, and I like how it catches the light. It has this shine. I also appreciate that this palette doesn't have any pressed glitters. I didn't spray any of my shades today for this look, but I did notice I had a little bit of fallout, but that also could have been me picking up a lot of product, because to get that top lighter shade that I used in the inner corner to really pop out in the same way of Britney's look, I kind of really had to pack it on. So I maybe should have sprayed it, but that's more user error than product error. I think it's definitely worth the money, and I might purchase another one of these palettes. It's just that the other color stories weren't quite calling to me, and if they continue to release quad palettes like this, I think they have like a hit on their hands. I know that a lot of us right now are not really into the giant Morphe palettes, because why would you need 30 shades in one palette? That's a little ridiculous. So what are your thoughts on this collection? Have you tried it? Are you gonna purchase any of the other palettes in this collection? I think as of posting this, they should currently be in stock. I got my package the other day, and when I'm filming this, they had just announced that they had restocked the palettes. I don't know if the gray tone had ever sold out. I don't know if people are that interested in a gray tone. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one like me out there. But if you were interested in a gray shadow palette, this is it. This is the one. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.